What's up, goat ropers? Boom. Surprise. Surprise live stream. Got you. What? Hi. Nice to see you. You know who it is. It's the Kung Fu Panda of physics. It is the one who knows the UFOs, the unicorn in human form, the one, the only R.L. Pool. Oh, Chris, look, I tried to slip one by you and you weren't having it, were you? I love it. Oh, let me fix my camera here. There we go. Try to get me center frame. Get me center frame. If you could do it. How you doing? Nice to see everybody. George W. Bush with you. Nice to see you guys. Hit you up with a surprise one. You know what? I've got a bee in my beaver. Okay? I got a little bit of a hitch in my giddy up right now. I'm pissed off. Because Michael Shermer, idiot extraordinaire, has been elevated to the position of skeptic for the UAP Council for the White House. Sorry about the drinking sounds. It's warm here, and I have to stay hydrated after all. And numb. But yeah, so I decided to write him a letter, which is pretty funny, actually. If you haven't seen it, basically, here's what it says. Mr. Shermer, no, dear Michael, no, Mr. Shermer, you are not a skeptic. I watched your recent podcast appearance on YouTube. A skeptic is an educated unbeliever. You are only a cynic. You are Neil Tyson without the Riz. Please accept this book with my compliments. I wrote it. Cosmic Blind Spot, Why Neil deGrasse Tyson is Wrong About UFOs. And so are you. You do not deserve your position on the council, and the position itself does not deserve to exist. Your logic is broken, like a folding chair at a Weight Watchers convention. You are extremely fortunate to not have debated with me. I would slice you to ribbons, and publicly so. You are a gaslighting misanthrope. Perhaps my next book can be about you. Enjoy the ride while it lasts. Most emphatically, this guy. And there's a reason for that. Hey, Garrett, what's up? Whoop. The OG3 in the hizzy. What? Nice to see you guys. I invited a few more friends, so don't be surprised if we have some new people show up. Best behavior. Make them feel welcome. Don't act like you usually act, okay? I'm kidding. You guys are awesome. Yeah, so I was thinking about something the other day. I'm quite keen on analogies, as many of you know. And it struck me the other day, and I took some notes because I really wanted to remember this to say to you that how many people we have that the same people who swear to God they don't believe a word the government says needs the government to come out and disclose aliens and UFOs before they will believe it. Isn't that just the most absolutely hypocritical, full of shit, short bus shit you've ever heard in your life? Isn't it just the most duplicitous self-betrayal that you've ever heard? I mean, these people need someone to tell them where babies come from. We don't do our own thinking in this country. We need our government to do our thinking for us. We need to be told what to think, please, sir, ma'am. Thank you so much. We don't have the ability to participate in critical thinking exercises anymore. I'm telling you, fucking microplastics. I shit you not. Hey, I'm drinking out of a plastic cup right now. Microplastics, man. They're killing us. I think that I really do think that they're making people real dumb. And I mean, what other explanation is there for how dumb people are? That the fact that aliens and UFOs, first of all, considered a fringe subject. Yeah, well, I'm an abductee. It's not a fringe subject to me. It's pretty in the forefront of my fucking life, you know? And well, homelessness is a fringe subject. Oh, because you ain't homeless. Oh, okay. I see. When it don't affect you, it's a fringe subject. Well, you can kiss the fringe of my ass, you know? I mean, honestly, like, where's the compassion for people, for people anymore? Where is our humanity? You know, we have a nation. A person is smart, people are dumb. Well, yeah, I mean, it's direct quote from Men in Black. Yeah, a person is smart, people are dumb, panicky creatures, and we know it, don't we? We know it is. We know it's true. But how you would think we believe ourselves to be so smart, so evolved, right? We're so much smarter than our ancestors, really, because they know a lot of things we don't know now. They could do things back then that we can't do now. Are we really so evolved as we like to think? We are advanced, but without being evolved, and that goes against the grain of the universe. Mm. But what I wanted to say was I wanted to talk about this little analogy that I came up with, that getting official UFO information from the government and getting it from an abductee is like the difference between getting meat from the grocery store or from it being hunted and killed. Yeah, you know, and official government information. Oh, I mean, it's pretty. Like store-bought meat, though, it's passed through a lot of hands. It's been trimmed, colored, calibrated, inoculated, infeculated, edited. And like many packaged foods, mm, you have to be careful about it containing artificial ingredients. Mm. Artificial ingredients. Drop me a like ski when you come in. Really appreciate your presence. I'm RL Pool, and I'm here to drop truth bombs on the planet Earth. Uh, Say hello too when you come in. Say hi, introduce yourself. Don't be afraid. I'm only scary on the outside. Even then, we will know next to nothing about 98% of the universe. Oh, we love listening to you. Oh, thank you. I love hearing from you guys too. I like this to be a conversation, not a monologue. I don't like that. It's a lot of pressure for me, first of all, to fucking entertain you, and second of all, you know, you guys bring up good points. You ask good questions that take me in directions that I might not have ordinarily gone. So I really enjoy that aspect of it, and I love it. The more people participate, the more I feel like we make this a better piece of content. So anyway, so government information is like meat from the grocery store. You didn't get it yourself. You had no choice in the processing. It can be filled with artificial ingredients, but it's just packaged really nicely. Yeah. But an abductee, my information is like a fresh kill in hunting terms. No fancy dyes, artificial ingredients. You know, when someone says, "Hey, what's in that squirrel?" I'm like, "It's 100% squirrel, sir, ma'am," because I know, because I'm the one who got it. Okay, you know, like a wet market in Shenyang, we must be careful of the vendor, because there's a lot of people selling tainted meat out here. And also, I think I've ridden this metaphor into the ground long enough, but you get my point. Most people want Walmart steaks. I shot a cow. There's a difference between us. There's a difference, you know? And do you want the real thing, or do you want some prepackaged product made for your consumption? Because they give you the parts of the cow you like, but not the parts you always need. Huh? And listen, while I am extremely unhappy with many of the skeptics in the world because they are ignorant, they are gaslighters, they are denialists. They're debunkers, denialists. They're idiot shills for the obfuscation of truth. But we shoot ourselves in the foot all the time. Not me personally, but other I've seen other people, you got the Dolly Saffrins and the Preston Dennett's and you've got the fakes and the frauds and the cults. There are a lot of cults associated with UFOs. People who this is when some of these skeptics say, "Oh, it's the new religion," you know, that comes from a real place. And what happens is that we get infected by it. The people who are just real everyday people. We get infected by the cultism that is associated with this subject. And so I have double duty. I have to call out the bullshit skeptics and the bullshit cultists. And it leaves me I'm a man without a country in those terms. Um I'm a man without a country because I see the bullshit on both sides. And calling it out, to be honest, is exhausting and it is also not helpful in many ways. We need to stop talking about, um, like how this focus instead of focusing on a person. And by the way, my book, Neil deGrasse Tyson, I mention him by name. He is representative of all of mainstream science. And I also want to point out that this little book that I keep hidden under here, this little gem, Cosmic Blind Spot, Why Neil deGrasse Tyson is Wrong About UFOs. Not a single physicist, scientist, no one has been able to refute a single statement I make against them and their insipid arguments. Not a single one. Do you know I sent this book to every famous physicist, every scientist on YouTube, even pseudoscientists? Come and get me. Come and get me. Crickets. Absolute silence. And the reason is because they know I have figured out their game. I have checkmated them in their own denialism. And Michael Shermer is no different. I listened to him the other day blather on Jesse Michaels' podcast. Mm, I need a drink on that. And people were like, you know, oh man, Jesse handled him, blah, blah, blah. They talked for 3 hours. My conversation with Michael Shermer would take 30 minutes. 30 minutes because Jesse let him go on and gaslight it, blah, 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 to get airtime because he wants those minutes. He wants that engagement. He wants that watch time. Not me. Not me. I'm a human shotgun and I'm surgical. I would have taken him out in 30 minutes. Every time he said something nonsense, I just cut it. No. And here's why. Rebut. Oh, you don't have you don't have okay. Let's move on to the next bullshit part of your story, sir. Michael Shermer is actually a dumber skeptic than Neil deGrasse Tyson. And he's Neil deGrasse Tyson without the riz, bro. He's got the personality of a dead moth, Michael Shermer, and he lives to take the joy away from people. You could just tell this by just looking at him. He loves to take the joy away from people. He loves to stomp on people, you know? And I think it's time that people like me, people like you, armed with the knowledge that's in this book, we go and do a little stomping of our own. And I don't mean of the physical kind, although don't let one of these guys call me outside because I'll go. It would be clobbering time. But in all seriousness, people are like, well, maybe if you engaged with him in a civil way. Hey, let me tell you something, motherfucker. These people have not been civil to me, to us, to abductees, to people who are witnesses, to the people who have been silenced, to the people who have been blackballed, to the people who have been uh, run out of society. They were not civil to us. They stood by and laughed while it happened. I am not going to be civil to liars, to gaslighters, to manipulators, to those who deny the reality which has traumatized us so. I am absolutely not going to be civil to them ever. You want to have a debate? We're going to have a debate. Prepare to be made to feel this fucking big when I'm done verbally scalding you with words. This is why Cyman Dan don't want none. This is why Neil Tyson don't want none. Bad Boys of Science don't want none. I am unprofitable to platform because I'll kick your ass with words, with logic, with logic. Listen, I don't want to be right for the sake of being right. That's what these guys live for. That's what the Neil deGrasse Tysons and the like, these mainstream glazers, what they live for is to be right. I'm not trying to be right for the sake of being right. I'm being right for the right side of history, for what I know to be true, what is proven to be true, and what is believably true. And I know because not only have I lived it, I've documented it and I've proven it beyond any reasonable doubt. And every single person, and this goes out to all the skeptics, anybody who's watching who like you hate my face or whatever, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, you want to keep asking for shit that you don't even know what it is. You're like, well, I want evidence. Oh, do you? Oh, that's so cute. It's adorable. You want evidence. Oh, you douche? You want evidences? Okay. Tell me what kind of evidence you want. Anything, just what is evidence? Not proof, not proof, because there's no way to get proof, but proof. You want proof. You want evidence. Tell me how to get the evidence. You tell me what kind of evidence you want, then tell me how to get that evidence. And then once we get that evidence, then you tell me how we're going to use it to make a delineation between human and non-human. None of these fucking people can ever answer those questions. Neil deGrasse Tyson can't. Michael Shermer can't. Avi Loeb can't. And I like Avi, but he can't answer that question either. They have a council on UAP studies. They don't know how to study it. What is the line between human and non-human? I have said this over and over. Before you have investigation, before you have evidence, before you have anything to really talk about, the first thing that must be established is the fucking threshold. The threshold of science, the threshold that says human, non-human. We already have it. It's called common sense, by the way. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, or walks like a duck, it's a fucking duck, man. Like this isn't that hard to do. Simple logic will suffice. If it doesn't look like anything humans have ever made, if it doesn't perform like anything humans have ever made, and if humans can't reproduce it, then it's not human. And if it's not human, then by definition, it is extraterrestrial. It is off planet. Unless there's someone else on the planet who's making advanced technology that you'd like to share with us and can prove. So if you can't prove anyone else on the planet is doing this, then it must be off world. And if it is off world, it is extraterrestrial. If it is extraterrestrial, it is alien. This is not hard. People want to make it, they want to, well, you have to consider. No, I don't. Logic will suffice. You know? Here, let me catch up on some comments here. I'm glad. I'm glad we have genuinely insightful abductees like yourself. Thank you, Gary. I feel you'll make a dent in the UFO community and bring in more listeners with open minds. I hope so, but they better have a thick fucking skin because I don't hold back and I'm not going to. I'm the one person in this community who cannot be bought, bullied, or reasoned with. No, I know the truth. I tell you the truth. I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to inform you. You can choose to be informed or not, but there's no cult here. There's no membership. There's no Substack. There's no fucking merch. I'm sorry to disappoint everyone, but that's how you know I'm not on the grift, baby. I've turned down people who want to sponsor this channel. And there are some of you who know that for a fact that they have written me and wanted to sponsor my channel. And I said, no, because you'll never accuse me of doing this for profit. It's cost me more than you'll ever know to do this. Yet I do it anyway because I am one stubborn son of a bitch. Slanja. And that's the kind of people you need on your side. RL is our warrior. That's right. Put me to work. Just, hey, I try to be your word, but every time I show up on the battlefield, the enemy runs away before I have a chance to show you what I can really do with this sword. You know? Says Omega Prime. That's right. The unstoppable, impossible mastermind. Omega Prime. I heard something interesting you may enjoy. There's truths, then there's facts. Yeah. And you know what? That's the thing. These people are trying to get you caught up all in these facts. They're separate little things, but without the collective truth that it's really saying. People are like, oh, a fuzzy picture. Yeah, because that's right. We're hinging the entirety of UFOs on one fuzzy picture. That's right. We don't worry about FLIR. We don't worry about radar, sonar, Top Gun pilot engagement testimony, military military events. We don't care about law enforcement events. We don't care about civilian events. We don't care about the fact that the only reason you even know what a gray alien looks like is because people like me told you. And while we all have a slightly different kind of recollection, you can put them together in a composite, and now the composite is actually pretty close. If you look at the composite of a gray alien and you go look at Skinny Bob, that's the only known real image of a gray I've ever seen. And I know because I've seen them in person more than once this far away from me. Okay? Look at the composite of the general description of a gray alien, and then look at Skinny Bob, and you go, it's pretty close. I mean, is it perfect? No, it's not perfect because it's like so many people's different, and we all, you could tell the people who experienced it, they're close, but they're always off by a little bit, and I'm including myself in that. Like if you look at my drawings and then you look at a gray, you go, oh yeah, no, I see it. But it's not, I can't do it exactly the way that I saw it. But it's so close that you pick them out of a fucking lineup. You're not going to get this confused with, Nick the bus driver, are you? No. And it is, people say, oh, well, eyewitnesses are unreliable. An eyewitness is unreliable. 10 eyewitnesses, okay, unreliable. 100 eyewitnesses. We have millions upon millions upon millions of eyewitnesses, all telling you the same story, all describing the same things, all telling you the truth. And you still need the government to tell you where fucking babies come from? Get wrecked. These are people who need hit in the head with a brick, son. And you know what? I'm just a guy to do it. And mainstream has played this game with us for years. You saw my meme the other day. Neil deGrasse Tyson, like, I won't do my job, but I'll criticize how you do it. Yeah, the guy who doesn't want to investigate UFOs wants to tell people how they're not investigating UFOs properly, you know? Let's see, Garrett. I've always been fascinated about the Greys' varying appearances, variants of such even in Family Vacation and the Skinny Bob tape. They appear different. Uh, they're not different in the tape. It's just that different lighting, different angle. And that's why they have a non-familiar kind of structure. And so when you see them at first, the way they look, it catches you off guard. And so the way that you'll perceive it will be slightly different. You have to go back and like I've seen them enough times that I recognize every feature about them immediately. But when you watch, your eyes will only pay attention to so many things. Go back and watch it a few times, and I think you'll start to see, oh no, it is they're the same. Right? In fact, they're scarily similar. They're almost like clones, you know? There are differences between them. There are males, there are females, and there are differences between them, but they're so subtle that we won't pick it up. Um, but, uh, but it seems as though they do. And they are individuals. Not everyone can draw. Yeah, and I'm not a great artist by any stretch of the imagination. I have flash moments of inspiration, but in general, my drawings are not great, and I concede that. Um, but I did the best I can, and I was like, well, I have to do something, so that I can represent what I see because one, I have to get it out of my head. Uh, and two, so I can give it to you. And I know my drawings in the book aren't very good, but they're just demonstrative of uh, what I had experienced. Let's see, is the autopsy an accurate portrayal of a female gray? Yes, not just a female gray. She looked pregnant. She looked pregnant. Now the female gray that I had an experience with that that's what but she had 5 little fingers, but she had 6 little toes, and I didn't see, um, toenails. I think she had fingernails, but I don't think she had toenails. They were just like little nubs, and they were really cute, but she had 6. I remember that specifically. And she had a light, very light gray, almost white body, like chalk colored body, and like dark nipples and stuff like that. They were actually like darker. Um, so she was definitely flesh and blood and a physical being. And she was wearing a wig, a black wig with bangs, I remember. And it was like a long black wig about this long, and it had bangs. Um, and she had in the black contacts and all of that. Um, and as a person who has seen a female gray disrobed, that's that alien autopsy. That's one of them, I could say. Now, it seems as though there are variations, like the male grays, like the one that I um, encountered like face to face, the one who like touched me and said guardian. He had like the traditional, like the long, like he had like he had 4 like long digits. And I remember because the way that he like touched me was so weird. Like not he didn't do it it was just like their body motion is very strange. Like when we point at something or touch something, we just do this. We just go boop. We raise our hand first and go forward. Where he did the opposite. He like lifted his shoulder, then his arm, then extended it was a very different way of moving that made it feel like they move like they're underwater, very gracefully, very purposefully, and in a different way than humans do. Um, but we have these people who are lying to us, and by lying to us, they are hurting us. And I'm talking about people who are in the UFO cults and in the denial cults. They're both in they're both opposite cults. The reality is where we live, in the middle, where it's not a religion and it's real. and it is unfortunate. Um, and we have to fight back, and we can't be nice about it. Look what being nice has gotten us. Where's it gotten us? Nowhere. Nowhere. They're playing uh, the same games the same ways. You know why? Because they work. Because people don't call them out. They don't. They don't take like my book. You know, they don't take my book, and every time they say something that's in this book, and just jam it right up their ass and say, "No, sir, that is dishonest. That is deceptive. That is not true. That is gaslighting. That is a false analogy. That is a red herring. That is a straw man," and call them out on their nonsense. And I mean, call them out loudly, abrasively, authentically, and sincerely. That's what we need in this world. We need people with a little more guts. We need people who are willing to cause a scene. You remember you Men in Black. You remember Men in Black, right, Garrett? Remember the part like in Men in Black where Agent J first comes in and they oh, you're late, and they have him sit in that little Mork from Ork egg chair, and they're giving all of these people a test, and they're all sitting in chairs, and there's this table that's out in the middle of the room that no one is using. And Agent J looks at the table, and loudly scrapes and squeaks the table across the floor to himself. And he's like, "Hey, you want to get down on this?" That's who we need to be. You see, all those other people sitting there being polite, trying to do this in their lap, while a table's right in front of them. These are people who they like facts, but they don't understand truth. The fact is you have to take this test. The truth is there's a table right there. If you'll just be willing to make a little bit of a scene, to make a little bit of ruckus, to ruffle some feathers. And I'm just the guy to do it. Not because I'm awesome, but because I have the facts on my side and I am fearless and I also have experienced it. I have no doubts about what I'm saying, and I have no doubts about the logic or the facts behind it, that there is truth here. And the truth is that aliens exist. They come to this planet and they take stuff. And I'm one of the things that they have taken for over 40 years, and I'll tell you all about it. I know why they do it. I know how they do it. I know everything. I know what they're doing with it. I know they told me that they're allowed. They said that they got permission from our government to do this to a small percentage of us. That they traded us away. They traded away abduction rights of human beings in return for access to technology. That's the truth. And I'm one of the people who pay that price, and I'm not going to pay that price anymore. And I'm certainly not going to keep my mouth shut about it. I'm a man without a country because my country fucking betrayed me. July 4th, cram it up your ass. I'm sorry. I don't get all ooey gooey about America, buddy. No, not after what this country's done to me and then tried to ruin me to make me be quiet. No, no, I'm sorry. I don't get all ooey gooey. Michael Martin, Eminem himself. Woo, woo. What's up, man? How you doing, sir? I'm glad you caught it too. Nice to see you. It says, those were floating like, yes, absolutely. Think outside. You faced many fears I could never hope to face. You don't want that. It's okay. I'm actually, in a way, I consider it a place of honor because I have been able to endure these things and not self-destruct. Um, where I fear other people, if they had been taken in my place, they might. And at least I know I'm going to survive this. I'm going to survive aliens. I'm going to survive the government. I'll probably end up surviving nuclear fucking winter. Just because I don't know why, but I just have this thing of I just survive everything. People who have had to endure much less are no longer with us. And I miss them. But it's the price that I've been forced to pay. That was not my doing. And the government, this is why they won't disclose to you. This is the other thing I wanted to put out there. And again, how many times do I have to be proven right before people will start listening? I mean, but you want to know why they won't disclose aliens to you? Because they would have to disclose what I just said. That that they have traded us away. They can't let the cat just a little bit out of the bag. They'd have to tell everything. Uh, they would have to confess. And this is what Representative Burchett said. You know, he said if humans knew that learned the truth, they would set the planet Earth itself on fire. That's what he said. Those are his words, man. He said they will set the planet Earth itself on fire. They will burn this place once they learn the truth. Because the truth is that our government has sold a percentage of us to another species to be exploited, to be traumatized without compensation, without our permission, violating violating the most basic trusts and uh, rights that they claim to protect. They've betrayed us in the interests of national security. Oh, and they can try to tell you it's the greater good. They can try to give you the greater good speech, and I'm going to stick the greater part of my foot in their ass when they do. Oh, it's for the greater good? Then you sign up. You fucking do it then. Let's see you do this for 40 years and see what happens inside your coconut, buddy. Um, and they and I'm the one thing that they can't regulate, they can't classify. I have all the goodies. I have all the tea. You understand? I have more information than you'll ever get out of the government. And I tell it to you raw dog. I don't sugarcoat it. I just give it to you. It's not pretty. I know. But medicine doesn't always taste good. Okay? But it's necessary. I don't give out candy. I give out medicine. And people are like, it doesn't taste like candy. Yeah, I know. I know. It's a bitter pill, but you better fucking swallow it because it's good for you. I promise you, I wouldn't do it. I don't make anything from this. It costs me more than you'll ever know to do these things. But they can't classify me. They can't intimidate me. The only thing they can do is eliminate me. And even that, you got your work cut out for you because I'm well prepared. I'm well prepared for every eventuality. And, um, you know, I'm curious, have you seen any other beings other than Grace? I have not. I have not. I have suspected that I was about to be abducted by a species that wasn't the Greys by the way that they were doing it. But I was like, mm-mm, mm-mm. I fought my way out of it because I was like, nah, I don't think so. Um, I'm good on that life. I don't need another experience. I need another experience like I need a tag on my fucking toe. I've got a whole bedpost full of notches when it comes to abduction experiences. I've had my fill. But no, I've never seen any other beings other than the Greys. You know, like they talk about like the tall Greys, the insect toys, the Nordics. I've never seen any of those. All I've ever seen are the little guys and the little females. And I believe that they are a type of species and that they are independent. I don't believe that people are like, oh, they work for these guys. I don't think so. The ones I spoke to, they seem to be the ones running everything. They seem to be in charge. And no, like Dolly Sappher's like, they let me fly the UFO around. Like, okay, dude. Like, when you hear shit like that, how do people believe them? You know, how do people believe them? Like when they say crazy shit like that, let me tell you something. They don't let you fly the UFO around. Okay. Um, did you get a chance to watch Preston make it on Area 50? Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I did watch it for about, I don't know. Man, I watched it for like 8 minutes, dude. I'm gonna be real with you. It was all I could take before I started to physically throw up in my own mouth. That they are the cult. They're the cult that these skeptics, accuse all of us of being. And that's it is an unfair generalization and a stereotype that everyone who's been abducted by a UFO or claims to be is crazy or in some kind of cult. See, that's what they want you to believe. What they don't want you to listen to a guy who has, uh, you know, excruciatingly documented his own abductions over the past 20 years or so. Um, they don't want you to listen to a guy who's a life member of Mensa, who's written 4 books, 2 of which are bestsellers. They don't want you to listen to a guy who just published his first research paper, academically produced research paper on gravity, and Avi Loeb validated his math. They don't want you listening to me. They don't want you listening to the guy who calls out people like Neil deGrasse Tyson with his name and his face on the cover of the book. They don't want you to listen to me. That's why they won't even engage me. They know I'm a star that is just begging to be born. And I don't say that in like an egotistical way that I think I'm so great or anything. It's not that. It's that they know that if they debate me, their stock goes down and mine skyrockets because I'm going to take them to Truth Town where I'm the fucking mayor. I don't just know the science, I've lived the experience. I've got both things on my side. They don't know the science and have never lived the experience. This is why people like Simon Dan shits his pants when you say my name. Yeah, they won't engage me because I come with the truth. That's right. I'm unprofitable to platform is their wording. I'm too real for reality. you know? And I'm not trying to be like I'm all that. I'm just saying, like, I stand on business. I fight the good fight for you guys and for myself and for everyone else, for all the people who have been gaslit into silence, bullied into keeping their mouths shut, caving in to the idiots like Michael Shermer. Absolutely not. We call these people out and we call them out hard. And I gave you the perfect instrument to do it. The perfect instrument. This is the sword of the samurai. This is the art of war on how to go to war with mainstream science glazers. This is how to do it. And I appreciate your likes. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your participation, your attention. I appreciate all of your support. I like getting to know you guys personally. I know you by name when you come in. It feels great. It feels like something I haven't had in a really long time. It feels like family. You know, nothing's better than family. Um, yeah, Neil's a celebrity front, a puppet. That's exactly right. I mean, even Avi Loeb he said he's not a scientist. He's a science influencer. Michael Shermer isn't even a scientist. He's a bridge troll. He lives to just stomp on people's beliefs and anything that challenges his weak psychology. And that's really what we're talking about here, guys. We're not talking about facts. We're not even talking about truth. We're talking about the weakness of the human psyche to accept reality. When the government thinks they have to classify reality to protect us, what is it? What does that say about us? What are they trying to say? That that we're too weak for the truth? Does that work with any other species? Are we trying to shield squirrels from winter? No, it's reality. Take it or leave it, right? And we don't need the government to tell us where babies come from. Listen to your fellow man. Listen to the ones and don't use your discernment. Use your common fucking sense. Use your logic. Fuck your discernment. Your discernment's going to try to convince you that an elephant can hang from a cliff with his tail tied to a fucking daisy, but it isn't going to work. Discernment, my ass. What you need to do is you need to find people who talk facts, who aren't grifting and are consistent in their message, and they back it up with every bit of evidence they can possibly get. That's what you need to do. Those are the people you need to listen to. Okay? Stop going off on these cult trips with people thinking that, oh, aliens are here to help us. Get fucked. Are you kidding me? No, they're here to exploit us. And they've been doing it for a very long time and they're really good at it. And people like Neil deGrasse Tyson, the thing he's like, well, if aliens are so smart, then why don't they? If aliens are so smart, why don't they what? You mean evade the attention of people like you? You mean if they're so smart, why don't they land on the White House lawn? Because it's easy to keep you stupid, Neil, because they know that a great uh, portion of Americans are apparently fucking affected by microplastics and they don't have the ability to perform cognitive exercise, that they don't have the ability to simply discern reality that's right in front of them. Now, the problem with mainstream science is that what does science do when science has to study science that's more advanced than their science? How do they understand that science? It's like people who try to convince me that we know everything about magnetism. Oh, do we? Well, how do we know? Well, we've done lots of experiments. Oh, you've done lots of magnetic experiments. Standing on the planet Earth, which is a giant magnet with a north and south pole, orbiting another giant magnet, which has a north and south pole, being orbited by other magnets which have north and south poles, and you don't think that interferes at all. It's like fish wearing a little white lab coat under the sea with a little test tube of water trying to test it. Like, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Scientists are so stupid that they don't know what they don't know. And they think if they don't know it, then it doesn't exist. That's science right now. Okay. I heard this somewhere. Don't know if it's the truth. Before the Greys bribed America with tech, they tried bribing the Nazis who said no. America said yes. About that, they it seems as though, however, that that period in Germany, they experienced something. They experienced something that I would chalk up to being extraterrestrial, like the Nordics, right? The blonde hair, blue-eyed, tall, gorgeous, perfect aliens that they talk about. They look like humans, but like they all look like they're from Asgard, they all look like Thor and shit. Um, but and that would explain Hitler's obsession with Aryan people, the blonde hair, blue eyed, tall, perfect, gorgeous people. Because he himself was a little short, little dark haired, dark eyed man. It was really the opposite of himself that he was claiming to be the chosen species of Earth, of humans, which is a very not Hitler thing to do, right? You would say they must all look like me or something. But no, it was the opposite. And I think it was because they had an experience where they believed that they were looking at the future of humanity. And I think that had a big impact on their beliefs and maybe on their technology. Um, and this also tracks when people are like, well, yeah, apparently, like they only abduct Americans. Well, no, but I could see where it does seem to be that more Americans are abducted and more women, actually, more females are abducted. American females are abducted than any other than any other type of person on this planet per capita. And now we have a reason for that. It isn't because Americans all want to star in our own alien movie. It's because our government made the deal. Huh? So they come here and pick strawberries where it's legal for them. In fact, not only is it legal, but our government helps them cover it up. They try to blackball and kill and silence and threaten and bribe everyone. I mean, the bribe might work on me. I don't know. We've tried everything else and nothing else worked. You can try a bribe. Let's try it. I mean, but no, it's because here they've been given permission to pick strawberries. So they do. And the government, since they made the deal, run interference. They clean up their mess, they grab their crashes, they silence their victims, they try to gaslight the testimony of experiencers. They send people out into the world like Neil deGrasse Tyson and Michael fucking Shermer, who go out there and run interference for them and try to gaslight the mountain of idiots, of easily moldable sheep that are still out here, into towing the mainstream scientific line. That's what they're doing. They are running game on us at every level, and especially at the institutional level. I didn't get to say this, or I forgot to say it rather last week. But Avi Loeb, after I was so excited about him emailing me back about my academic paper on gravity, the entropy of compression, and talking math and physics with him and kind of going back and forth, going tit for tat, it was very exciting. But then I finished watching his interview, and he said something that I found extremely jarring. He said, if the government told me not to say anything, I won't. I just want to know for me. Wow. Wow, he said it right up front. He's like, I'm a sellout. I'm a sellout and I'm going to be sold out. Whatever they tell me to do, I'm going to do it. If they tell me not to tell you, I will research this, find out it's real, and I won't tell you. He fucking said that on the Good Trouble show. And I was like, what? He said, I just want to know for me. So very selfish motives on part of Avi Loeb. And I don't particularly care for that, to be honest with you. Because the whole point of this is that everyone knows. You're investigating it just for yourself. And if you find out they're real and they tell you don't tell anyone, you're just going to keep your mouth shut. So you might as well have never done it, except to satisfy your own curiosity. And also, he has to satisfy his own curiosity. The evidence isn't obvious enough for you. They need to hire Obvi Loeb. Obvi. Right? Instead of Avi Loeb, we need Obvi Loeb in there. But listen, guys, I'm gonna shut up now. I had a good time. Thanks for letting me get this sneak attack live in there on you. And thanks for showing up, Michael, Garrett, Chris, everyone. Love you. I love you. Thank you, guys. It means a lot that you show up for me, that you represent. And you guys are wonderful representatives of this community. And the few people in the world who have sense, who have some grace, these are the people who make life worthwhile. They make this worthwhile, And so I express my extreme gratitude to you, and I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, man. I'm gonna keep screaming into the wilderness until y'all hear me, and pass the word. Let them know your friend Darrell is here for them. I'm here for you, and I'm here for them. Bring them to me. Let's educate the world with real facts from someone who doesn't want anything from you, man. I don't want anything from you. Just for the asking, just for the listening. That's why I'm here. So, unless their snipers get to me before you do, I'll see you again soon. All right. Bye, guys. Take care.